Alright guys, today we're going to talk about a game called Riders Republic, a game that I think is going under a lot of people's radar, and that's why I wanted to show you some gameplay and talk about it with you guys today. So Riders Republic is what I would consider Forza Horizon, if you guys know that game, and it's all about cars and stuff like that, and for all car lovers, they love that game. This is for us extreme sports fans, so all of us who love skiing games, snowboarding games, biking games, all that kind of stuff into one game. And I'm here to tell you that this game is a ton of fun. One of my, I'm gonna spoil it right at the beginning, one of my favorite games of the year so far. And it's just a giant open world. You know, you can race with your friends, race with up to 64 other players in a race. It's just chaos. It's fun. The world feels alive because there's people always racing all around you. You know, and the environments, of course, vary. The map is huge. The sports are really fun, easy to control, easy to have fun with. But you know, and doing tricks is a lot of fun, even though it's easy to do in the game. But getting a lot of points in those tricks is nothing but is not easy at all. It's definitely going to take some practice, but being able to pull off some cool stuff is very intuitive in the controls and really easy to do. And the graphics, we're going to be playing on the PlayStation 5 here, and the graphics are really top notch in 4K. No issues on the PlayStation 5 for me so far while playing this game. And I just wanted to bring you guys this game. I wanted to show you guys some full-on gameplay of all the different multiplayer modes and what the map environment is like, because I think they did a fantastic job with this one. They have a lot of year one content already coming with new race types and new races and multiplayer modes and a new sport, BMX biking. So a lot to look forward to. Let's get into it.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are with Riders Republic on the PlayStation 5. So we're playing this on the PlayStation 5 here today. And you can see we're in the main hub area here, as for those of you guys who have played this are familiar with. The reason I wanted to do a video on this, even though a lot of times I don't do videos on games specifically like this, especially newer gen games like this, is because I think this game is not getting enough attention, and I think the game itself is fantastic and a whole lot of fun. And one of my favorite games of the year so far. Granted, there's still some games coming out this year, but this is one of my favorites so far for the year, and I don't think it's being talked about enough. So I wanted to give you guys a quick, well, I don't know how quick this is going to be, but I wanted to give you guys a deep dive into what this game has to offer and what you guys can expect if you guys go ahead and purchase this. So first thing we're going to talk about is the map size. Just guys, look at how big this map actually is here. I haven't even explored everything. That's why some of it is fogged up. Look how gigantic this map is and all the places you can go to. Snowy areas, forest areas, mountainous areas, all that stuff. And look at all the events that there are. All those white dots are ghost players, which makes the world feel really alive, which is fantastic. Because there's always people around you, even if they are just ghost players, and the people who are like gold around you are going to be the people who are actually in your server, like that person over there, how they're popping up. So that's a real person over there. But all the white players are ghost players, but still makes it fantastic. There's a lot of races to do that you can look at here, you know, for bikes, snow, aerial, all these different stuff, and you unlock more as you progress. You can come into here and kind of check your progression on what you unlock. You know, I've recently unlocked the bike career, Funky's equipment, and the next thing I'm going to unlock is a snow race career when you get to 90 stars, and you just keep unlocking things as you go based on your star ranking. That unlocks more events and more things to do in the actual game here. One of the things that I do want to mention that everyone should do, and that I don't know why this isn't a default, is voice chat only works in group settings. So I'll show you guys how to join a group here in a minute, but it only works in groups, so you're not going to be able to just randomly talk to people in that main hub area without being in a group first. But one of the things that I think should change is that the default right now is set to, well, I changed mine, but it's set to group. And group means that you can only talk to people in your group, like I just said. But you want to also change it to group and team, because when you play the multiplayer modes that you're on teams, you want to be able to talk to your teammates to be able to play well. So this should be the default. I don't know why it's not. But definitely change that so we can have some conversations in team-based modes, have some fun out there. So I think everyone should change that. One of the other things I did too is copyright music is turned off. So if the game is a little bit more quiet, it's because there's no music in the background, because Ubisoft made it really easy to turn copyright music off, which is actually really awesome. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of an overview of what the world looks like here. So like I said, this is the main hub area on the PlayStation 5 on Riders. This is called Riders Ridge. The main hub area where everyone meets. You can see everyone has the gold above them. Those are people. Obviously everybody here is real. You can go up to people here and you can see that down arrow that you need to press and hold. And that lets you bring up this little menu here so that you can see their highest gear score or what bike they're riding. And you can invite them here to a group. You can invite 3 of your friends, and that's how you can start voice chatting and talking to each other and then do events with each other as you're walking around in a group / party. You can see how many stars he has, his weekly level, and his division. Of course, this guy just started. That's why he has 0 stars. So let's go ahead and start off by giving you a scenic route of what everything is here in the main hub area. So here is the mass races. These happen every 30 minutes. There's none going on right now, but we'll get into that a little bit. So that is where you do mass races there. Over here right next to it, this is the shop, the customization shop. That's why there's a lot of people here. So you can see the daily customizations. You get money for just playing the game, as you guys can see here. All the different customizations for daily, and then you got seasonal awards as well that you can unlock. And then the other rewards here as well. You can unlock, you know, backpack designs, your glasses. So if you hit the social button here, you can see you have all these emotes that you can use. You can unlock more of those. Like you can say hi and bye. There's the giant sign there saying welcome riders, grand opening. Really cool sign there. Coming up here, this is the creation area, so people can actually create their own custom tracks on here, which is really cool. So you can come in here and basically browse the latest creations and actually play them with your friends. People can create, you know, on that gigantic map you just saw, they can create their own races and their own stuff and their own events that they want to do, which is really cool, and you can go ahead and play them from there. Coming across the area here, you can see that there's a free-for-all area. This is the 2 multiplayer modes that are currently in the game, besides the mass races that we talked about back there. So there's free for all, which is 12-player races, and then there's a trick battle mode where you're actually competing against, you know, you're on one team and they're on the other. You're competing for points, doing as many tricks as possible, and taking over areas by coloring and stuff like that, which we will show later on. Here in the middle here, this is the Tricks Academy, so this will you can go in here and kind of learn how to do tricks and stuff like that. This is the Shaq Daddy shop, so this kind of gives you the weekly challenges that you can do to unlock rewards. And then over here is the daily rewards that you earn from your sponsors as you progress through your career. You take a little bit to get this stuff, of course, because you start off with training wheels and they show you the game and stuff, but I've already unlocked the 3 slots. So these are your daily things that you actually want to complete here. You can see that I have accumulated some points there. Airtime, you know, some of the stuff I have almost completed. So you can see that there from your daily sponsors. So let's go ahead now. That's a little bit of an area view on what you guys can expect from here. And obviously these are people that are running around. You can obviously stop, get on any other sport you want. And this main hub area down here, you can kind of enjoy the rest of the things that people are doing. Kind of just roam around. And I do have manual landing turned on. You could make the game just land for you, but I think it's much more fun for you to land yourself. It's still pretty forgiving regardless, but you actually get more points for landing yourself, so you definitely want to do that. So let's go ahead and get into a race, shall we? So we can go ahead and just pull this up. There's a welcome playlist that we're going to do for racing. That is for 12 people, so we can go ahead and start that. What's really cool is that while it's looking for a match, you don't just have to sit there looking at a screen. It looks for a session. You can kind of just roam around, even leave this area, and kind of just go crazy and kind of, you know, start riding around the world, do other things while it looks for a match. So you're never just sitting there kind of doing nothing, which is really cool. I feel like we're going to crash soon. There it is. Told you we were going to crash soon. So yeah, I think the graphics on the PlayStation 5 are also fantastic. They look really, really good in 4K. Don't know how much of that is coming across. This is a 1080p video, but still, it still looks really good, and it is a lot of fun to play. Like I said, I'm having a blast with this game. That's why I wanted to show you guys this game. Nope, didn't make it. Thought I could do 2. Only could make 1. So this is what I'm talking about here. These are all ghost players and stuff, but just look how like the world feels so alive because everyone's just kind of racing, and you know, doing their own thing, and it still makes it feel like the world is alive, even though most of these players are ghost players. It doesn't really matter because when you're driving around, it makes it seem like the whole world's alive. So that's all that matters. Perfect landing. There we go. Alright, so here we go with our first race here. So let's go ahead and pick one of these bikes here. Of course, we're going to pick the one with the highest gear score for the time being. You can see there's a little bit of a warm-up period here. And there we go. It's a short warm-up. Alright, here we go. Our first race. So what's really cool about this game, besides the fact that you know, it's just looks really good and it's fun to control and easy to control, is that, you know, races can, since the map being so large, you never know where you're going to race. The races are all pretty varied. There's a lot of different tracks in the game that you're playing, you know, with bikes. You can be biking, snowboarding, skiing. You could be on rockets, you know, all these different things that they could throw at you. And not to mention that, you know, sometimes they just throw wacky stuff at you. You can have skis on, but they might throw rockets at you on behind the skis to add even more flavor to the game. So there's a lot of variety in the sports and a lot of variety in the wackiness that they put into the sports, not just the sports themselves, like having a rocket behind the skis that, you know, makes it crazy. So while you're riding a bike here, you can kind of do a sprint there on the lower right corner that you're looking at, and that gives you a speed boost, but obviously it only refills at certain points. Oh, I just fell. And then this guy goes right around the area where he needed to be. But basically, you know, as you're sprinting and stuff like this, you could do that, but obviously you have to let go and kind of time it when you need to. So you can see what's cool about this game too is that now we're skiing. So the races don't always. Sometimes they're all biking. Sometimes they're all, you know, one or the other. Not doing well right now, trying to talk and play at the same time. But you know, they can all switch up, which is really fun. Going through these trees here. Hopefully I don't crash. Oh, almost missed that. Going back to bike here, as you can see in the picture there. No! Might as well just turn backwards, because he's like not stuck on the tree, but it's going to be more complicated to go backward than it is to just go forward. I don't know how we're not in last place with how many mess-ups we had already. But what's really cool too, and you guys saw it like 5 seconds ago here, is that even when you're in a multiplayer match, you would expect there to only be players, obviously in the multiplayer match, the 12 that you're playing with. But what's really cool is that you can actually see people sometimes like running across you. Like you saw before, we were riding and somebody cut across us, and that was just a ghost player. And granted, again, they're just ghost players, they're not real people, but still, it makes the world feel alive because of the way that that's, you know, being done. And it's awesome because then you're riding and you just see other people riding, which is just a fun time. We're definitely going to lose this race because my controller died in the middle of that, so now we're even more behind than we were. Because my controller died in the middle of recording this, so I had to switch controllers, and in the middle of this race, my controller decided to die because I wasn't paying attention and it was about to die. So here we are. Yep, didn't even finish the race because my controller died, but that's fine. Still gave you guys an idea of what a bike, you know, what these races can be like, and the amount of fun you can have and how they switch things up in the middle of a race doing one sport or the other. We still didn't get last though. We got 10. I don't know what those other two guys were doing. We're the only ones that didn't finish, but I still came in 10th, so I'll take it. So like we talked about at the top of this video, every 30 minutes there's the mass races, which I definitely want to show you guys next because we're at the 30-minute mark. Every half an hour on the hour, it turns that on. So you earn weekly points as well, and then you unlock rewards for doing these weekly challenge, you know, for leveling up your weekly level. The more you play, the more you unlock, of course. Alright, so we can go ahead and get out of this. Go back to the main hub area because there is an event about to start. There it is. The mass race sign is now up. That's how you know the mass. I mean, the game's going to tell you anyway, but you'll also know that the mass races are about to start because this is all lit up in red, and then you can see mass race in the background. Otherwise, that would just be a black frame with nothing that says mass race. So, go into here, get into a mass race here. Matchmaking has started. It's looking for a session. We're playing with 32 players, so something to keep note. This is a cross-platform game, so I have the cross-platform turned on, so that means you can play with Xbox players, PC players, all that stuff. On PC, Series X, and PlayStation 5, you can play with up to 64 players in mass races. But if you have cross-platform on and you get, you know, put into with an Xbox person or Xbox One or PS4, then it's going to obviously make the limit 32, which is probably what happened here. We probably are playing with some Xbox and PlayStation folks, so we have, you know, that happening here. But either way, 32 players is still just as chaotic. So here we go with the mass race. We're starting off biking here, and you can see the chaos here. People are going to start running into each other, bashing people off the road. It's kind of ridiculous, but fun at the same time. And what makes mass races different, other than the chaos of it being 32 players or 64, which is even more crazy, is that you're actually playing 3 races, and then you're kind of trying to get the highest rank in each one, and then you get an overall amount of points, depending on how you ranked on each one of those races. So that's also what's different, because we're not just doing one race here. This guy's really trying to bump me off the road, I can feel it. Oh man, I really just hit the side of that. It's a great start, guys. We're already on 30th place. Hopefully we have some people mess up in front of us.
What a day for a mass race!
Don't forget to use our speed boost every once in a while as well, that I totally forgot about. Gain some speed on folks. Just gotta use it in good opportune times. You don't want to really be using it when you're about to make a giant turn or something, because then you're probably gonna crash. Oh, we got some rockets now. So this one's doing some rockets. I'm terrible at rockets, so hopefully we don't crash. Doing alright so far. Oh. Almost messed that up.
Let's see what you can bring to the second half.
Surprised we didn't hit that tree there almost. We're doing alright. I've done worse.
Don't show me your attitude. I have my own thanks. Final stretch.
And I missed
Time to push it.
I was trying to go fast to try and catch up to the people in front of me, considering how bad we're doing. Going back to bikes.
Final switch gate. And the winner just crossed the line.
Tight turns here. Did I really just miss that one? Definitely did. I almost missed it the second time too. I thought I missed it there again. And there's our first finish. So that is our first mass race completed, as you guys saw there. So that is just race 1 though. We got to do 3 races as we talked about before. So we got 25th place there, not great out of 32, but that is just round 1. So you get stars based on, you know, what place you come in. You can see that first place got 2 stars there for their ranking. So it kind of just depends. So let's see what we have coming up next here.
Next round. Here we go.
So this next one here is a snow race, rocket wing, and explosion or toys. So we'll see what that last part is. So we're gonna start off snow racing, then rocket wings again, and then some sort of explosions or some toys that they add on to. So we'll see what that's all about, depending on what they throw at us. This guy over here has no clothes on.
Away we go.
Here in front of us. A lot of us are wearing orange because we haven't unlocked a lot of stuff, and we haven't customized our characters yet, so it makes it hard to tell who's who, because everyone's got like the same outfit on pretty much. So we're gonna have to get new outfits for our guys, so it's easier to tell who's who. And the controls are really, really fun, like to use. Like that sliding that I just did is really easy to do, but just also really satisfying. Oh, we got some rockets on the skis, like we were talking about before. Here we go. Switch it up here. Go over there. Flying down this course. Oh, we're gonna. Oh boy, this is gonna be crazy. There's trees everywhere. I can barely see where I'm going. I knew that that was going to happen, considering how fast we were going and how I can't see trees right now.
Totally not.
Oh, we're not doing that. Damn it!
Try to stay in the mix.
Alright, we got through that. Here we go with the rockets.
Dynamite. This mass race is causing a
Oh man,
storm.
we missed that one.
Just the way I like it.
The good thing is that once you go through one, you don't have to do it again. And we just
Halfway.
hit that thing
Still time to
too.
chase the pack.
I told you I wasn't good at rockets. I think I just got lucky. Going fast and trying to avoid trees and stuff at the same time is a lot easier than it looks. And we're not even using our boost, because I could go faster than what I'm going right now, but I'm trying to not crash more than I already am. See how fast you can go? You could use your
What
boost to
an
go even
awesome
faster.
day to ride.
Up to
Yeah,
here on the
silky
speed at the end.
smooth.
Almost crashed. I mean, we got a gray screen and you definitely hit something hard, but at least I didn't fall off my skis.
Okay, we're in the business end. Pick up the
So
shred.
I'll take it. More rockets here to finish.
Strong. That was the final switch gate. Ferocious. We have a winner.
Almost hit that tree there.
Seconds on the clock.
I don't know how we pulled that off. And we almost finished. We still didn't get there in time because our skills in the rockets are not as where they need to be, because we need to be able to
shame.
use that speed
Didn't
boost.
quite make it
But
to
we did
the
get
end.
18th place, which is better than the last round that we got. So that's round 2 of 3. And then the last one that we have here is Yosemite Clash. So we got a snow race, a bike race, and a rocket wing race. So combining all 3, let's go. I can't wait to see mass races start throwing like snowboarding and stuff, because I like snowboarding more than skiing. Seems like most of the mass races right now are all skiing when it comes to the snow stuff, as opposed to snowboarding. So I can't wait to see more mass races added for snowboarding. This guy's trying to pass me out of the way. It ain't gonna happen.
Don't show me your attitude. I have my own things.
Got a little fancy and go
Air
backwards
dash
there.
like a wombat.
We could use all our speed boost there, because that was an easy one. Because we're going just straight, so I can do that.
You're flying. Keep pushing it, Ryder.
This little section here is just fun, because it's easy to use your speed boost, and I can actually keep up with players on that one.
Midway. Time to pick it up.
Oh boy. We just let like 10 people
Keep
go in front of
calm,
us with that
riders.
one crash.
Victory requires patience. Final switch
Finishing
gate.
it off with some rockets.
Final sections. Stop hiding in the granny lane. That's our winner.
Oh no! I thought I could get around that tree, but I was wrong. Well, at least we finished that race, unlike the other one. We definitely did better than the other one, which isn't bad. We're getting better, we're getting
You'll
better.
crack it next time.
Still got 19 though, I think. I don't know if we got 19 or 20 before. Still not great. But at least we finished, and that is a positive step. But hopefully that gives you guys an idea of how much fun this game is with the mass races and stuff, and how much variety they can throw at you. That's just a taste of what mass races can be like. And just imagine 64 players doing this. And overall, looks like we got 19 overall, so yeah. We should unlock some rewards, level up, stuff like that. Mass race complete, we gain XP. Hey, we leveled up in careers. So that's awesome. Looks like we got a new suit. Oh, we got two actually. Oh, and a bike too. We got 3 pieces of gear there. Awesome. And of course we got some money. So that is what mass races is like. That gives you guys an idea of what you guys can expect from that. The last thing I want to show you guys is a little bit of trick battle, so you guys can get an idea of what trick battle is like in the game as well. Alright guys, so here we go with the trick battle mode. So you can go ahead and select whatever gear you want. You could ski or snowboard here. Even though my skis definitely have a higher gear score, I want to use the snowboard, so that's what I'm going to do. Looks like we're warming up here for 17 seconds. So here is the trick battle mode. So basically all these modules that you see in different colors there, you want to do tricks on them, and when you do tricks on them, they turn to your team's color. The more you control, the more points you have. And if you control them all in a certain area in a certain district of the map, then you gain even more points because you're kind of holding that whole entire section. So, and that's basically all it is. So you're just trying to do that to gain as much points as possible. The better tricks you do, the more points you get. That's basically what it comes down to. Let's see how we do here. I'm going to go this way. And then if you're near a person on your team, that's why you're seeing that bar there. And perfect landing, I'll take it. And right off the that was a terrible landing. Ooh, I don't know what that was. 8,000 points there. Let's do this. And we'll grind on this one too. I was actually trying to go to the one next to it, but I'll take it. 50,000 points for that. Can't complain. Oh man, I didn't know I was going to get that high. I could have, I'm still grinding on it because it's hilarious. But I could have gotten a lot of points for doing that. Almost fell there. I thought I was going to fall. Definitely fell there.
Your team has picked up the octopus.
taking it to this team. Got 5 times points because we control. See on the top right corner how we're controlling this whole entire district. Because we're controlling this whole district, we're getting a lot of points here. 90,000 points on that one. I just got an achievement for that, so I'll take it. And then of course I bust right afterwards. So we were getting a lot of points there because we were all on that district there, which is awesome.
The octopus.
I really just fell by just jumping off of there like that. Terrible.
30 seconds and then it's over.
Seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2. Opponent 1 has the stake.
And there we go. We have victory for beating the other team and getting more points than them. So that's a little bit of trick battle of what you guys can expect from there. You know, I have a lot to learn on doing tricks because look at all the tricks people were doing on my team. You know, I came in last place and how many points I was doing, but I didn't come in last on the bottom. The last player's 258, 253, so I don't feel that bad that I'm the lowest player in the whole game, but lowest player on my team apparently for doing tricks, so I got a lot to learn and a lot to do that, but that gives you guys a taste on what trick battle is like and what you guys can expect out of the game. Hopefully that gives you a good indication of what trick battle is like. Alright guys, so that should give you an idea of what Riders Republic is like. This game is fantastic. I hope I gave you guys a good idea of what you guys can expect from this game and why I wanted to make this video, because I think this game is going under a lot of people's radar, and I think this game is one of my most fun games of the year so far. Having a ton of fun with it. If you guys are fans of games like Forza Horizon and stuff for cars, this is kind of the extreme sports side of things, where all of us who like snowboarding and skiing and biking and BMX biking that's going to come soon, you know, they have a year's worth of content already coming to the game with new events all the time. For each season, you know, new races, new multiplayer modes, new sports like the BMX bike that they already announced later on in the year, you know, next year that's coming. So there's a lot of good stuff coming for this game. Obviously, it can be expanded like crazy, but there's so much to do in the game already. So many different variety in the events, so much variety in the map design and what you can do in the maps. So it's a lot of fun to be able to play this game, and I hope that this gives you at least an idea of what you guys can expect that you could run around with your friends with, and all these multiplayer modes, and of course all the events on the map that you can do with your friends as well. So a lot to do here. So definitely don't miss that, guys, and check it out. If you guys have any questions about what you guys saw in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.